It all begins with birds. Audubon.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
You're listening to the new 101.7 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out of our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock right down. And by lock right now, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cells. We don't come out of our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tori? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tori Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tori, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering, awesome. Where's Tori? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tori Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tori Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Low from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. We ready. 101.7 The Truth. Tory Low. Tory Low Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And nothing but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How y'all doing out there in radio land? How y'all doing in the chat? We got another powerful show for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Thank you for joining me this Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. Who we got in the chat? Salute to everybody joining the show in the chat. We got SC in the chat, Kawanda in the chat, Jeff, Cyber King, Mike, Sincere, Ronnie Ray, Real, salute. Sada Baby, we got Sada Baby in the chat, salute. Mo the Elephant joining the chat. Hey, look, I'm going to tell you right now, we got another powerful conversation for you today, so I'm going to need y'all to tap in. It's a lot coming up. We got the community cleanup coming up April 18th. We're gathering people together. We're going to have a situation on the website, on 1017 The Truth on the website, where you can volunteer, sign up to volunteer for the big cleanup, April 18th. I put out on social media a couple call to actions. I want 5 churches to participate this year, with the community, and I want also to find the 3 locations most in need of cleanup in the community. 3 locations. I'm talking about these locations got you shaking your head. Man, I can't believe it. I'm talking about, and if you put these locations up, you got to spearhead it. So don't call and say the location and sit your butt down and try to watch somebody else do the work. No, we ain't taking nobody locations that ain't fit to be active. You got to be active, so don't be just saying, oh, look, go over there. I seen this, I seen that. No, I think we should be over here, and I'm ready, and you're going to be a part of helping organize and everything. So if you naming situations and you're not fit to do nothing, don't do it. Don't even, we may not pick that area because we want to be active. We want to be about that action. And we want folks that are really concerned, that's willing to roll up their sleeves and get to work, because together, teamwork make the dream work. Ain't no more sitting on the sidelines. We outside. It's going to be powerful. The cleanups is always powerful. This is how I got started in getting to know my community, getting to know my neighbors, and getting to know my constituents. I clean up every year. I've been doing cleanups for 17 years straight. 17 years straight. And like I said, it's fun. It's good to see the families out, the kids out. It's a lot of pride in cleaning up that happens. And many times we have to lead by example. We got to lead by example. And April 18th is the community cleanup. And y'all already know we gonna do it real big. It's a celebration of community, family, and doing work. The real work, being servants and being resources for each other. This is amazing. We're going to have more information on the 1017 The Truth site if you want to volunteer. We want 5 churches. So if you got a church, go to 1017 The Truth and fill out, give us the contact information. We'll contact the church. But like I said, y'all got to be involved. Y'all got to be involved. Y'all can't just be one-offing folks. Y'all know how y'all do. Y'all want to tell people what to do, and then you want to sit back and eat snacks. We're going to eat snacks after. We're going to eat snacks after the cleanup, but while we cleaning it up, all hands on deck. All hands on deck. We just had the community awards, and those that we honored this year were people in the community that did the work, that rolled up their sleeves and got the work done. And they usually play the background. You know, they didn't do it for the accolades. They didn't do it for that. They did it because this is what they doing. They trying to help. They trying to get involved. So these are all of the events that are coming this year are for people that's about that action, people that want to help and do the work. And we're going to have a number of things this year that we're going to call people to come forward and be a part of. And we got to show these young people that there's an active community out here that ain't full of drama, that ain't, you know, contributing to the negative. Sometimes it seems like the negative stuff is always in the front. And that's our fault because we're paying attention to it. And we're paying less attention to what's really going on. A lot of y'all don't even know who y'all aldermen is. Y'all don't even know who y'all state representatives are in y'all districts. Understand what I'm saying? We gotta scramble all of that. We gotta get back to basic community, basic township, education, economics, neighborhood development, brotherhood, sisterhood. We can't let the negative low vibration take the lead now. We got to push that to the side and say, okay, what's really going on? And that's what we've been doing. You just ain't doing it. If you don't know what's going on, you got to check yourself right now because this has been going on for a while and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year. It ain't about the cleanup. It's about us working together, getting things done. It ain't about who doing what. It's about what we have done together. It's about the group. And the individual ideas have to be put to the side because I think a lot of times people individually have made a name for themselves. That's fine. I'm a self-made advocate. Self-made. Never took a penny from nobody I served in this community. And even I know that you got to get down, roll up your sleeves, and get involved. And get involved. And this is what we got to teach our community to restore the village. 2026, it's time to restore the village. It's time to restore the village. Understand what I'm saying? It's time to get to work and repair the village. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, it's the end of Black History Month, and I got something I want to talk about that I think that we should bring to the table this February, and we needed to discuss it. That Willie Lynch theory, I want to discuss this because it's something that I saw, and maybe we can kind of have a great conversation about that. When we come back, we talking Willie Lynch. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
And that's Tory Lowe bringing you all the action and all the smoke. Thank you, Milwaukee. Because of you, the second annual Truth Community Awards was an unforgettable celebration of the leaders, changemakers, and heroes who make our city shine. A special thank you to our incredible partners, Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cousins Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. And thank you to our presenting sponsor, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Together, we're celebrating community, culture, and impact. We'll see you next year at the Truth Community Awards.
It's time to plan for kindergarten. Will your child turn 3, 4, or 5 by September 1st? Learn about kindergarten programs and enroll now. Explore schools across the city that offer traditional kindergarten, Montessori, and more. MPS students enjoy art, music, physical education, along with reading, writing, math, and science. Find out about bus transportation and before and after school care. Enroll for fall 2026 by March 2nd. Get the details at mpsmke.com/enroll. Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Gruber's Offices, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. I want to discuss this Willie Lynch theory, the theory. A lot of people will argue that if Willie Lynch was an actual person, or was this something that we just called the Willie Lynch theory? But I would say this: I can see the effects of the theory, so I'll say the Willie Lynch theory. The Willie Lynch theory is a concept that they say originated from a speech from William Lynch in 1712, and these were outlining methods to control and divide slaves. And the theory discusses tactics like the tactics are divide and conquer, foster distrust and fear, create division amongst the people. And I'll tell you this, I see this every day in the community, not only in the community, but in marketing. Pepsi versus what? Pepsi versus what, Andrew?
Coke.
Yeah, Pepsi versus Coke. Sprite versus what?
7-Up.
That's Willie Lynch. That's Willie Lynch. When you can take things and pit people, between the two, that's divide and conquer. Some of y'all do it with family members. Y'all go and spread rumors and lies and try to cause divide and conquer so you can manipulate. Some of y'all doing the Willie Lynch theory. You know what I mean? You didn't got infected. You done got infected. But here are 10 ways systematic issues have impacted black community from the Willie Lynch theory, from the Willie Lynch concept. And this is what they do to make us fight each other and disagree, where we can't even sit in a room and agree because we Willie Lynched out. The Willie Lynch theory is we're Willie Lynched, and we don't even understand why we can't even hear each other because of these strategies. I'm going to go from 10 and go up to 1. Representation in the media and leadership. That's Willie Lynch, that representation in the media. 10 systematic issues that have impacted black communities that kind of use Willie Lynch. The representation, the media, and the leadership. Democrat, Republican, donkey gang, elephant gang. Got y'all fighting each other, divide and conquer. The leadership, when they run for office, I voted for this person, you voted for the other person. Then when the election over, y'all still mad at each other because what somebody voted for instead of coming together. Okay, we won, you won the election, your person won. Okay, now let's get back together and get what we need for the community. Okay, see, no, you still mad to the next election. Y'all are enemies. Y'all sworn enemies off of voting. Willie Lynch. The wealth gap. economic opportunities. They created where you got to write down if you're a felony or not, or if you got to check the white box, or you got to, what race are you? So when they get the application, they can already discriminate against you. Understand what I'm saying? Now, number 8 is something we've been talking about for the last couple months. Food deserts. Access to nutrition. They saying that's a part of the Willie Lynch theory. Once again, if you're talking about the food desert, divide and conquer, foster distrust and fear. Understand what I'm saying? They don't want you to eat healthy. Food deserts is one of the ways our community don't even ask questions. We could get sneakers. We can go get shoes. We can go get clothes. We can go get fast food. We don't have a problem with liquor stores. We don't have a problem with nothing else. But if you're talking about grocery stores, it's a food desert. And we'll make an excuse. Oh, this and that is going on. Well, you telling me that the this and that is only affecting the grocery store? It ain't affecting the shoe store? People ain't stealing from the liquor store? People ain't breaking into the other stores? Only the grocery stores. See, they got y'all divided. They got y'all arguing, not using common sense. So every other store we got in the community, and we have a hard time getting grocery stores, which is going to keep us healthy and living longer. We got a problem. That's the store we got a problem with. Understand what I'm saying? Y'all, I hope y'all clean the wax out y'all ears, get that peroxide, and swish it around in your ears. Food deserts. I was shocked when I saw this. Environmental injustices. That's why a lot of people complain about them data centers. They let anybody dump stuff in our communities. That's why we had to clean up. Nobody ain't fighting for the pollution and all of the things that's poisoning the water and all that. Man, please. Like, we get it late. We respond late. We react late to all of that because we living in survival mode. We just happy we paid the bill. We just happy we paid the bills, and hopefully we can maintain a relationship, which is in a divide and conquer situation. Y'all living with somebody right now, y'all can't get along. Y'all living with the Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch all over you trying to, y'all got two opposite opinions, but y'all living together. It's Willie Lynch. Understand what I'm saying? They saying voting rights and suppression. Voting rights and suppression. They try to get your vote. Some people trying to take your vote. Then, depending on what the situation is, the people that's trying to say they're trying to protect your votes, they tell you need an ID in certain situations, but you don't need an ID to vote when it works for them. It's all a trick. Like what's going on with the situation in New York. Man, what is the New York mayor, what's his last? Mandani, yeah. First, he comes out saying he not going to tax the people. Now he got to tax the people because he got to balance the budget. So he asking people to come shovel the snow for $19 and some change, but you got to have an ID to work, and shovel snow. But you don't got an ID to go vote. You don't need an ID to go vote. See, only when it makes sense. Mass incarceration, we already know what that is. We already know. We living in a heavily mass incarcerated area right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Willie Lynch. Employment discrimination. Healthcare access. Number 4, healthcare access and outcomes. Number 3, employment discrimination. Number 2, education and funding gaps. They can't even fill out the paperwork at MPS. Matter of fact, we got a story we're going to play today that the teachers can't even get their raises. They thinking about holding back the raises that the teachers just got from the referendum. They can't even fill out the paperwork for the state. Education funding gaps. And the last but not the least, the number one strategy that they say that is affecting the community from the Willie Lynch theory is redlining and housing disparities. And I talked about that at the community awards. How there's an eviction crisis in the community. How the elders on TV was crying all last year about the housing situations. How we can't get access to loans due to redlining. We paying higher insurance rates due to redlining. They got to know your zip code. Anytime they ask you for your zip code, they gonna match that. They gonna match the tax to your zip code. That's why I say I live all the way out in Pewaukee. I'm trying to see what that tax look like. You know, I'm gonna try to get a zip. I'm gonna put in a zip code from Pewaukee somewhere to see if it's a difference. They said now that Milwaukee paying 2% higher taxes, everywhere you go in the state of Wisconsin, if they see that you from Milwaukee, they're gonna add that tax to your purchase. This is what they saying. I gotta go try it, Andrew. But they saying that they look at your ID and you from a certain zip code, they gonna add the taxes.
Damn.
From the zip code.
That's tough.
See, this is where I say, this is why we gotta repair the village, restore the village. Because they got y'all Willie Lynched out. There's some people that say they don't like me, they ain't never even talked to me in my life. Why? Because I sting their nerves because the Willie Lynch is vibrating inside of them. I don't know you. Half of the time people got a problem with me. What's your name? Introduce yourself. Who are you? Where did you come from? Who sent you? Because you don't know me. Some people say, I don't mess with Tory Lowe. No, I don't mess with you. You're not even active. You're not even on the front lines. I'll never see you. People be lying. Talk about, I don't talk to Tory. You can't talk to me because you ain't never around. You're not up in the houses. You're not in these homes. You're not on the streets. You'll never see me. I'll never see you because you live in a fantasy world. I live in a realistic, face-to-face, dealing with people on the front lines situation. And if you ain't like that, you ain't gonna never see me. And I don't talk to you. You can't talk to me. It ain't no way. You ain't even active. You can't talk to me. You ain't even in my space. Don't let the people mess with y'all. Don't let the people lie to y'all. They can't. They people that don't like me, ask them why. They don't even know me. I know all the brothers and sisters that's out here on the front lines. I know everybody that's doing work. We talk. And if they ain't talking to me, they ain't doing no work to me. That's the truth. This Milwaukee ain't that big. But it sure got a lot of drama in it. But we gonna get it together. We gonna get it together. 2026, time to repair the village, Truth Nation. And that's what we on. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have a pop culture report. Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I walk on the shoulders of giants who have come before me.
I am grateful for those who changed yesterday.
But I live in today.
And I pledge I will help shape tomorrow.
Milwaukee College Prep Scholars honor Black History Month not just during February, but each and every day they walk through the door, preparing for a better life for themselves and the world around them. Enroll your scholar at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Do you hear that? And that? And that? Those are the sounds of a healthy and vibrant community. And to this United Way volunteer, nothing sounds better. They're the sounds of children being given greater chances to succeed in school. The sounds of neighbors receiving the support needed to overcome challenges, both big and small. They're the sounds of families gaining access to quality health care and nutritious food for their tables. And they're the sounds of members of our community who've benefited from United Way's financial education programs. See, wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. People working together to respond and growing the good for everyone. United is the way. So join us by getting involved or giving back. Learn more at unitedway.org.
This Truth Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Bucks handled the Miami Heat last night 128-117. Kevin Porter Jr. with a stellar night, putting up 32, 7, and 7, along with 2 steals. Doc Rivers after the game.
Yeah, he's been great. He knows when to attack now. You know, we always say he knows when to go to in scoop. You know what I mean by that? Or just go downhill and make plays.
Bucks are back at it tonight in a big game against the Cavaliers. You can listen to the game on 620 WTMJ Radio at 7. Brewers spring training is looking good with a 10-0 win over the Athletics yesterday in Phoenix. Their next matchup is against the Giants. In college hoops, the Badgers are in Oregon as they face off at 10 p.m. Central tonight. Marquette beat Georgetown last night 76-60, and UWM also plays tonight in their final regular season game against Youngstown State. This is the True Sports Update, proudly supporting your hometown team's member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah. I came from the curb where the gutter speak fluent pain. Rusty hydrants leak memories every time it rained. No cable in the crib, we just stared at the ceiling stains. Plotting on a lick while the sirens play musical chairs again. Grams in the cereal box, razor blade calendar. I was weighing out my future while my teachers used to fail at me. Mama worked 2 shifts till the light stayed amateur. So I practiced on a scale till the numbers acted flattering. First
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report. We got Nazir Spencer in studio.
Yo.
What's up, Nas?
We got some bombshells today.
What's happening
then? The bombshell today, Tory Lowe.
Bombshell?
We got Bill Gates being freaky with the Russians.
Wow.
On the Epstein.
Hold on, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates, Microsoft.
I knew something was he looked like he was a
yeah, he was having
like
affairs.
like he was a weirdo, like a freak weirdo.
Gates made the admission Tuesday, telling his staff the shocking news during a town hall meeting of the Seattle-based Gates Foundation, according to the Wall Street Journal. Now, that means Bill Gates is one of the first to admit his wrongdoings because he was.
Did he admit all the wrongdoings?
See, that's the thing. I'll get into that.
I'll say this: his wife was already throwing him under the bus.
Yeah.
So it was obvious that he was doing stuff. So he probably took the lesser thing. Oh, I slept with Russian women.
That's what I'm saying,
so what I'm saying is his wife had already alluded the fact that Bill Gates wasn't right. And hanging out with Epstein and doing things that she think that he need to answer for.
The files say girls, not women.
Right.
So that's the big clicker here. Because, like, in his headline, in his statement, he said he was messing around with Russian women, 2 Russian women. But the files say girls.
Well, I'll say this. It was in the Epstein files that he got an STD, and he was consulting with Epstein on how to, get some medication to give to his wife unknowingly.
Yeah.
because he had went and caught
look, if he's
the bum bums.
If he's
what my grandma used to say, he got that package. He went and caught that package.
Look, they got him. All right. I don't know what was gonna happen to him. I don't know if he was like, pressured into telling the truth like this. Maybe people were pressuring him to say, but they got him, and I feel like a lot more are coming.
Well, I'll say this. Thank God for his wife for actually leaving the window open that he was doing something that he need to tell the community about. Mm-hmm. Because you're talking about a man that pushed the shot, and that even conversation about the shot was in the Epstein files. In 2015, they was going back and forth about the shot. Now, I got a whole thing I wanted to talk about, just that conversation right there.
Yeah.
That them planning the shot. When he Epstein and him, going back and forth about the shot. Now, okay, so, but I ain't going to do it today. I'm not going to do it today.
Right, not today.
But what I'm saying is Prince Andrew, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, these are people that some of even the victims have talked about.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, it was Russian bridge player who met me at bridge events. That's one of his statements. And a Russian nuclear physicist who I met through business activities. Mm-hmm. So this is all business related, it sounds like.
Okay, but what I'm saying is we know Bill Gates ain't got it all.
Right.
He'll present himself. People will present themselves as, okay, I'm the person to listen to, but I'm telling you, this is why I didn't take the shot. Who is you? You work for Microsoft.
Right. Yeah.
Why is you telling me that to take I knew something was funny,
right,
with the whole thing. And I tried to say, I'm not doing it. I never told nobody not to do it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to do it, or my family wasn't going to do it.
And he was hanging out with Epstein on the plane.
And now all the truth coming out.
All is coming out.
Okay, well, a lot of y'all got, y'all got to really understand, that they'll market something to you. That's why I say you can't be a bot your whole life.
Right.
Sometimes you got to do a little digging. Mm-hmm. And many times when they want the sheep to do something, they'll massively put it out there in marketing and then have you fighting the Willie Lynch, divide and conquer. Oh, you're not going to take it, then you can't come by my house, Mm-hmm. And a lot of people got, divide and conquered into taking that shot.
Now, we were talking a little bit about this, and I mean, who's next? I mean, really, is it going to start being a snitch fest? Like people going to start telling on each other?
Look, Prince Andrew already then went into custody. He under investigation. They're not saying what he under investigation for, but all I'm saying is they said he spent look this up, Andrew, 12 hours, I think, in lockup,
it was something like
questioning.
That, around that, yeah.
So 12 hours. So he got out quick. So usually when you get out quick,
it must have.
Hey,
I don't know.
Okay, so we went 96 hours. That's
96 hours.
Yeah, I needed to get. I know he was in there for a short amount of time.
Right. That's not.
But he was in there for 96 hours, right?
That whole family's messed up now, man.
What I'm saying is, for him to be out on the streets, and they investigated his homes. He had gave Epstein probably some private information.
Yeah, a lot of it, yeah.
Because maybe Epstein had something on him.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is he got out quick, though. He out.
I don't know, he must have got some connections.
Hey, people, when you get to talking.
Yeah.
He probably threw some gems out there. It's going to be.
They got some information.
I believe in my opinion, he was telling information. When you used to live in the high life,
I'm telling you,
you don't want to be in the cell when you see roaches and rats. You don't want to be in something where you can't get that royal. Can you imagine being a prince? What your dinner look like? The access to service that you got, you up in the cell for 60-something hours.
Nobody gonna.
He telling on everybody. I'm trying to tell you, he don't want to live like that.
Everybody getting told on. Look,
now when you come from the block and you go to jail, it's like what's up, cuz?
Right.
But you come from royalty and you get into one of them. They lock that cell behind you. I'm telling on everybody.
I'm telling. I got too much money. I got too much money in these pockets to be thrown away like this. Look, I don't know who's next. Bill Gates.
Right.
admitted it. Maybe that's why he didn't want to, be investigated or something like that by the feds. Maybe that's why he didn't want to snitch on nobody. He just admitted it straight up. Maybe we're going to start seeing that.
Okay, but he's only admitting with the Russian females, right? Because
But there's more.
Because I believe it's because of the email.
Yeah. That email
okay, so he got explained it.
Yeah, he had to.
Okay, and the wife was on a media run.
Yep.
Basically saying that, hey, look, Epstein is evil.
Mm-hmm.
I had my thoughts about this man, and my husband, Bill Gates, need to really explain some things to the public. Now, you sleeping with other women, you got to explain that to your wife.
Right, that's the in-house stuff.
That's some stuff that grown folks, whatever decisions you make as an adult.
Right.
These Russian women, if you saying that they were adult women, you don't need to explain that to me. I don't need to hear that explanation. When the wife say you need to explain something to the public, that's something criminal.
That's criminal.
Then you got to read in between the lines.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
He had to come
your
out.
girlfriend ain't gonna tell you if you go cheat on your girlfriend.
Right.
She gonna want you to explain to her about that.
If
Like
there's some
why
criminal stuff,
you was with that? Why you was with that?
Yeah.
Why you was with that girl? Why she in your phone?
Right.
She gonna ask you. It's a personal thing.
Yeah.
When the wife say he need to explain something to the public, that's something else.
He had to clarify it was women or something. I don't know. His goals were, clearly, as he put it in his statement. But look, man, we go be looking out for Bill Gates and the rest of them. That's coming out pretty soon. I don't know who else.
And
coming
these
out.
some geek monsters too. Like they ain't got no charm. They can't get no.
Freak monsters too.
Look, I know some cats on the block that ain't got as much money as Bill Gates, but they ain't got a problem with talking to women.
I'm trying to tell you. Look,
I mean, I believe that Bill Gates got a problem with, talking to feet, he need to be hooked up.
Probably.
And that's how Epstein got into him, got next to him. Because he was trying to hook him up.
We go see some more.
He ain't had no game to get it on his own, so he went. That's how he got corrupted.
He got to start taking them classes.
Allegedly.
Yeah, right, alleged, right. We got another one. With our girl Cardi B, you know how we talk about.
Yeah, you love talking about Cardi B. Cardi B been in the news for
she's pop
for a hot minute.
Royalty right now. All right, we got allegedly Cardi B blew up over SNL Nicki Minaj joke. Okay, and when I mean blew up, apparently she was destroying equipment on the SNL set. Now I don't know if this is true or not. This is just sources on TMZ. All these people, just saying. I don't know if it's true.
So
she came out and said
she was on SNL.
January 31st.
A Cardi B joke came up.
And a Nicki Minaj joke came up.
A Nicki Minaj joke came up.
Yeah.
And she tore up stuff in the back.
Apparently she lost, I don't know, it was some equipment, destroying equipment. And the joke had nothing to do with Cardi. The Bodak Yellow rapper seemed to take issue with the quip because of her long-standing beef with Nicki. And the fact that Nicki had previously targeted Cardi's kids on social media. So she probably just blew up about that stuff and started destroying stuff. I don't know if it's true. This is
who let this out? TMZ?
TMZ had it. There's a report. This is an exclusive report from TMZ. So I don't know if it's true or not. She ain't come out and said nothing yet. So we'll see what she
Did they air the episode?
I think so. They had to have because it was January 31st. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they didn't want it to get out, and maybe somebody just told them.
Maybe I got to check it out. I mean, was she acting in skits?
I think so.
On the episode, or was she just the music artist?
She must have been like the music. I think it was a music artist, maybe a host. But
I'm gonna have to tap it because she on tour. So
right, that's what I mean. So we'll see. I don't know if it's true yet, but that's just an exclusive.
All right. Well, we're gonna try to dig into that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more Pop Culture Report with Nazir Spencer. Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Listen Fridays to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris during Black History Month for Dr. Ken's Trivia. It's not just questions, it's culture. Facts they don't teach you and a few stories that matter. We'll test what you know and teach each other something new along the way. Lock in your Fridays in February. Be ready to call in and bring your brain with you. Dr. Ken's Trivia, Friday in February on Truth in the Afternoon with me, Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, YouTube, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's like a slaughterhouse, and we need a water drought. They tryna wipe us out.
1017 The Truth. Tori Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report with Nazir Spencer.
Tori Lowe.
Hey, what else going on in these pop culture streets?
Hey, these AI songs you got go get you into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Hey,
man.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying.
I'm telling you, man. I'm looking at the list right now, and Tori Lowe ain't on here yet. So yeah,
I'm working on it.
Okay, all right. I believe you.
Now, hold on.
Put out.
This is a strange truth, though. I was in a rock band.
Oh, wow.
Out in Iowa, and I think that we may be up for the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Arnold's Park.
Whoa. You gonna have like your name engraved or something?
I don't know how they do it. I just know I heard that when I was in a band out there, my band came out of Northwest Iowa.
Take the Tori Lowe Show to Northwest
If
Iowa.
they ever do it, we're gonna try to see.
Right. You had to perform there too.
Yeah, I had an amazing time.
Ooh, you got some pictures or no?
Plenty.
You got the sense.
Plenty videos, pictures, all kinds of stuff.
Okay,
yeah.
we got to talk about this.
I got videos, rock videos, everything.
Oh my goodness, Andrew, you know about this? I don't think you knew about this.
Yeah, they play the songs on ESPN. People just don't know it's me.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Hey,
rock and roll,
see, you on the late train.
Look, we got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here. All right, and some good names, some big names are on here. And I want to know if you agree with this or if you support it or whatever. The inductees will be revealed.
2026 Hall of Fame.
Right. Rock and Roll Hall.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right. Now, the inductees will be revealed in late April. Okay, so these are the nominees. Luther Vandross.
Okay, that's a good nomination.
That's a good one. I think Sadie Sade.
Sade.
Is it S-A-D?
Yeah.
S-A-D-E? Sade.
Yeah, Sade. Yeah.
Okay. We got Sade. We got Mariah Carey. All right.
You know, Mariah, you on fire.
Okay. All right. Lauryn Hill.
That's what I'm saying. The miseducation.
Yeah, all right. I like Lauryn Hill.
Fugees.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Sister Act.
Oh yeah. You can keep going all day.
Okay, she definitely going in.
Oh yeah, she absolutely got to be.
Okay.
Look, New Edition.
Okay, I think New Edition going in. I think they going in.
They might win it.
I believe they going in because New Edition been touring for a long time.
Yeah.
And just from that group, how many subgroups came from that group, and how many hit records then came from New Edition?
A lot of songs come from that New Edition tree. So hey, that's a good one. They might be the main Hall of Fame winner right there. We don't know yet.
It's only one person can win, or
no. It's just
okay
inductees.
right.
I'm sure there'll be like a few of them, but these are just the nominees. Maybe there is a winner. I don't know exactly how it works, but New Edition, and then we got Wu-Tang Clan.
The Wu might go in.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they a cultural idea.
Okay.
They may go in.
Okay, I like that one. I like that one too. Phil Collins. I don't know who that is.
Phil Collins?
Phil Collins. I don't know too much about Phil Collins.
Oh, Phil Collins is man. He got so many songs. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Phil Collins is an OG.
You think he should be?
He could go in there.
Rock and roll. Look, I also, disclaimer, I don't know the qualifications to get into rock and roll, even if you don't produce like rock and roll music, because a lot of these people don't have rock and roll music, in my opinion. So,
well, rock and roll is just the genre,
right? That's what
but
I mean.
When you become a rock star status,
like hip hop, anyway,
you can become rock star status,
right? Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, rock. Okay, we got
stadium status.
Yeah, stadium, selling out stadiums.
Yeah,
and, okay, I like that. Shakira, I think that's a good one. You think so? Shakira, all
she did was shake her hips.
Yeah.
You like that?
No,
that's good enough to go into her. That's that might get her in.
Look. She might get in. She's known across the
she's
Latino
a global.
That's what I'm saying. The global part of her.
Yeah, she's global. Yeah.
I like that one. The Black Crowes.
Okay, Black Crowes.
You like that one?
Well, I heard some of their music when I was in Iowa. I used to hear a lot of Black Crowes.
Okay, all right. That might be a good one. Then Jeff Buckley. I don't know who that is. I don't know who Jeff Buckley is. He might not be. Yeah, all right. No Jeff Buckley. Melissa Etheridge.
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay. All right. Red flag on that one. Billy Idol.
Okay, Billy Idol.
I like that one.
He might go in.
That's a decent one.
How many times have he been nominated?
That's a good question.
Because he's been around for a long time. Before I was even born, I guess.
For a minute. Billy Idol, that's a good one. This next one, I don't really know. INXS? I don't know that one.
I don't know.
Okay. Right. Iron Maiden?
Okay. Andrew, Iron Maiden, should they get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
There's a lot of good, not great artists that are like in, so I'm leaning towards no, but they probably will get in.
I don't even know who's Iron Maiden.
You don't know Iron Maiden?
Man, I'm sorry.
That's metal.
Yeah,
that's metal. Yeah,
I don't know too much. Okay, so that might get in because it's by definition rock and roll, right?
Metal is a different version of rock.
That's what I'm saying. It's a version of rock and roll.
So do you remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about Gene Simmons' story?
Yes.
Okay, now when you go through this list this year, how many people do you think Gene Simmons would be like, oh yeah, no, they should be in here with me?
Anybody that's black?
Yeah, that's facts. maybe Iron Maiden.
Hey.
I don't know too much about Iron Maiden. I'm sorry.
He against anybody that was doing any kind of hip hop.
That's true. That's very true.
That's why nobody values his opinion on this.
That's true. All right.
Because the very instrument that got him there was created by black.
Oh.
Okay, so let's keep it moving.
Keep pushing.
Shut up, Gene Simmons.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay out of this.
No more Gene Simmons opinion.
Sit down.
Not around here. All right. Joy Division, New Order.
I don't know. I never heard that. I've never heard of
Joy Division.
If y'all heard of some of these people, hit me up in the chat or in the talk to text.
Okay.
I ain't never heard who that was.
I don't know who that is. Oasis.
I've heard Oasis.
I like Oasis.
That's an old like a lot of cover songs come out of Oasis.
Okay. Yeah, Oasis is good. Pink. She's.
I don't know if Pink ready for.
Really?
Pink.
Okay, to be fair, she don't belong in the same conversation as Luther Vandross.
Okay.
And Lauryn Hill. It's kind of crazy.
I don't know if
she's good though.
Pink is.
I don't know no songs.
She started out with hip hop, so Gene Simmons might be upset.
Yeah.
L.A. Reid, I guess, put Pink out. So she started out like Kid Rock.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit.
More on the black side.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Then they gravitated over to the white side.
She cut her hair and then she started actually singing like, some soul stuff.
Kind of like Machine Gun Kelly. He started they all started out with the brothers and then they moved their way over to the white. Kid Rock, Machine Gun Kelly, Pink.
Justin Timberlake.
Yep.
Oh,
hey.
Oh man, we can keep going all that. So no Pink.
I think Justin stayed. I think Justin stayed over on our side though, because he never crossed all the way. He backed over to the to the white side. He always kept Timberland around.
Right, and he was with Pharrell a little bit, Jay-Z, and he was with Michael Jackson for a little bit too.
NX Needs You Tonight is a classic 80s song.
What is that?
Mo the Elephant says Pink is really good.
She's good, but like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Not yet.
She's a nominee for Hall of Fame Rock and Roll. That's crazy to me.
We'll see what happens.
But the big ones, Luther Vandross, Lauryn Hill. You said New Edition and Wu-Tang are pretty good.
Yeah, New Edition, Wu-Tang, that's a no-brainer.
Right.
Lauryn Hill, okay, she's if she gets in, nobody ain't gonna argue about it.
Right, I agree with that. But
nobody gonna argue. If Lauryn Hill get in, ain't nobody gonna argue with it.
I'm just saying, one album, though, like it's changed everything. I agree. But one album,
there's a lot of controversy on that album.
That's what, yeah.
Over it.
Yeah.
Over the writing.
The writers, the producers.
But she did have Fugees with Wyclef.
Okay.
So I mean, I think that Lauryn Hill could be. Ain't nobody gonna push against it if she go in.
You'd be surprised, man. I feel like a lot of people would. Because look,
Gene Simmons.
Yeah, like people like Gene Simmons. Yeah, look, you got one album to show, and it changed the whole women's rap and music genre. I feel like even, and it just one album. You don't got too much else to put up.
Yeah, then somebody in the talk to text said Post Malone used for black to get a platform, and then he crossed over to the white people.
He started shaming the hip hop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They started them out with the brothers, got their music produced by the brothers, and then all of a sudden, now they they cater to a whole different crowd, but they springboarded off our creativity. And this happens all the time. And that's
crazy.
It's just what happens.
Like he was like hardcore, hip hop rap, melodic rap, and then a couple years later, he talking about if you looking for real lyrics, don't listen to hip hops. I'm like, what? I'm like, you
kind of like what Travis Kelce did.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'll just mess with you.
We can go down the tree. We can go
I
down
ain't trying to throw no shots at Travis Kelce.
Look, we can go down the tree. Oh man, that's a whole different story right there. That's the king right there. That's the king of that the transition stuff. Man. Started off with the beautiful black women, and then went to Taylor Swift.
It happens like that sometimes.
Oh man,
you can always go home. You can always go back home.
That's a good one, man. You woke me up a little bit. With that one. I like that one.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, but at the end of the day, salute to anybody that can get in any type of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or because that speaks to the body of your work, even to be nominated.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. We always...
Your effect on the culture.
Right, and we talked about, LeBron and Michael Jordan last week, talking about Michael Jordan and Magic, they're bigger than basketball now. Now, these people are a little bit bigger than, their genre of music. They're a bigger scope across all genres. Like, everybody can see them as bigger artists than anyone.
They crossed the lines.
Exactly.
They crossed over.
Yep, they crossed over to the bigger and better,
mainstream.
Oh, yeah. More than mainstream, just legend.
Global?
Hall of Fame.
All right. Well, look, I appreciate you for the conversation, Nazir, Spencer. Thank you for the Pop Culture Report.
Absolutely.
Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we got guests. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
Lucian H. Palmer may not be a household name, but his impact on Wisconsin politics is historic. Born in Huntsville, Alabama, Palmer moved to Wisconsin, where he managed the Lakeside Resort in Pewaukee. In 1906, Palmer made a bold decision to run for elected office, challenging a sitting incumbent in one of the wealthiest districts in the state. Against the odds, he won, becoming the first black man ever elected to the Wisconsin state legislature. Palmer's courage opened doors for generations to come, and in recognition of his legacy, the Wisconsin Assembly honored him with a resolution on February 27, 1923. Thank you to Lucian H. Palmer for stepping up to lead during a time of segregation. You are a true trailblazing pioneer, and your legacy will live on forever.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
Want to protect our planet? The air we breathe, water we drink, and land we share? Real progress begins with birds. Yes, birds. The very ones we see and hear every day. On a walk, in the park, or simply out the window. That's because birds are more than birds. They're symbols, sentinels that reveal the health of our planet and our people. And by helping them thrive, all of us thrive as well. Audubon is a place where birds matter, where habitats are protected, where communities are engaged, and where change takes flight. Because at Audubon, hope begins with birds. Progress begins with birds. It all begins with birds. Audubon.
Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do little wiggles. The slate's coming in. What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
You're just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. Stand up. It's Tory Low, the truth. From 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Low from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Low. Tory Low Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Low Show. And we got guests. We got Paul Edward Robinson in the studio. He is a nurse, a retired nurse and clinical specialist. And I want to have a conversation about the lead poisoning in black communities, and particularly Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. What's going on? Because I talked to you at the Community Awards, and we talked about just the different phases of lead poisoning in the community when it comes to the community. And you had a huge passion about the lead poisoning that was happening in the community. And I appreciate you for coming in to talk about and have this discussion.
Yeah, in 96, when my youngest son was born, I got involved with a business called Safety Plus. Mm-hmm. And the intent of that business was to educate the community on the hazards of lead poisoning, and also to provide home test kits so that they could check for themselves. Mm-hmm. To give you just a brief introduction about lead, lead is the heaviest and softest of common metals. It resists attacks by air and water, as well as by many strong chemicals. Lead has many uses, none of which are therapeutic to the human body. Mm-hmm. All lead compounds are poisonous. Even small doses eventually cause colic, kidney disease, paralysis, anemia, brain damage. And subtle, long-lasting effects include reading, learning disabilities, speech, language handicap, and lower IQs, along with neurological
lower
deficits.
IQs. Wow.
Yes.
We just had a huge issue with lead in the schools. And Milwaukee got some of the lowest test scores in the country.
Yeah, it seems counterproductive.
Is that a correlation?
Oh, no doubt.
Oh,
no
wow.
doubt. Again, I started this in 96, and so that's kind of a generation ago.
Wow.
So we got a generation, we got 30 years, and we got that problem happening again.
Was that mostly lead paint at that time?
Back then, it was lead paint.
And explain about the lead paint in the homes.
Well, up until 1978, lead paint was used to winterize homes. You know, it survived the weather a lot better. But the problem is most of the homes that are affected are older homes, and they're all in, or mostly in the black community,
right,
or in the Hispanic community.
Now, I've done my research over the years, and many times we talk about the lead paint. There was some actions taken to try to remedy what was going on with the lead paint. I don't know how well it was executed, but I know that they were trying to get the word out through SDC and weatherization programs for the lead paint. But it was very little to no conversation about the lead pipes that were being used, that were chipping off into the water coming in through the house.
Yeah, you know, I really think the black community was simply appeased. My efforts to deal with the city health department, they simply stated that if, you know, I wanted to get the city health department to provide these home test kits so the families could test their own environment.
Right.
City health department believed that it would overwhelm the health department. When I spoke to them about the landlords, well, a lot of them were slumlords, but they spoke that it would create problems there, you know, with the houses no longer being available. Even my going to Atlanta and talking to the CDC didn't have an active program then to help the communities with lead poisoning. And so, you know, it's my belief that if, you know, if there are building codes, then there is a record of what is and what isn't. You know, that these lead pipes are present in the schools, lead pipes present in homes between the water mains and the homes. And it's the same way with the paint. You know, building codes that are available will tell you that it's there. The question is, do they want to do something about it? And it's my belief that it was more of an appeasing than really assertively going after the problem with lead paint back in '96.
Wow.
And my research today, it seems like it's the same thing. You know, they speak about it for a while.
Right.
And we have a short memory, and we just move on.
Well, they said there was an infrastructure bill that was in place where in 10 years they're going to try to get rid of all the lead pipes, the lead laterals, and they kind of moved on to the discussion of the lead pipes, but we don't even hear about the discussion of the lead paint. Was that ever remedied? Was that ever taken care of properly with the lead paint?
It wasn't taken care of completely.
Right.
But again, the focus has got to be on the kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, I don't know what the solution is in terms of available housing, but you know, the biggest priority is we can't have another generation of kids affected by lead poisoning. You know what I mean? Because that leads to, I believe that kids that have learning and language disabilities have difficulty competing in the school setting.
Right. And they don't even understand why.
No, they don't.
They haven't even been educated on lead poison. Matter of fact, when I looked at it, let's say a kid has been severely lead poisoned. What is the treatment for that? What is the diagnosis for that? And what is the program to get them on track after they've been severely lead poisoned. I don't see anything for lead poisoning. You got ADHD, you got all these other diagnoses, but what is the diagnosis for a child that was lead poisoned? I think that some of the symptoms have been talked about in other labels.
Yeah, misdiagnosed.
Misdiagnosed.
Yeah.
So if a child has been severely lead poisoned, why isn't there a way to treat lead poisoned kids directly and a program to put them through so they can kind of, manage what have happened to them?
Right. Well, that's a good point, because the damage is permanent.
Right.
So there's nothing that can be done once they're affected. I mean, chelation therapy is a process of giving them chelation agents that bond with the lead and help to excrete it, either through urine or through stool.
Right.
But I think what's important is that the kids don't fall between the cracks.
Right.
If they've been diagnosed with lead poisoning at any level, no level of lead is safe or healthy in the human body.
But they tried to say that if it's down like at a 5, then it's a small thing. But then I've seen kids up to 40, 50, higher than that. But they're trying to say that, oh, you know what, your kid got his finger pricked, it's at a 5,
Right.
Don't worry. But you're saying, and what other people who have looked into this are saying, one sip of this, is bad.
Well, it is. It is. And we got to pay attention to protect our kids. I really think that the only thing you can do is when a kid is diagnosed as having lead poisoning, then that person should go on a list, and a pool of funds should be made available so that these kids can get special help. You know what I mean?
Right.
Without the stigma, without the labels, but knowing that a byproduct of that exposure means that they need a little extra help. You know what I mean? It's not a conscious choice to have difficulty in school.
Right.
It's the result of the
environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we was just talking about that at the top of the show when we was talking about the Willie Lynch theory, the environmental injustice that's going on in the black community.
Yeah.
A lot of people would call it genocide because they're not being educated about the effects, the severity of the lead, and it's in the schools, the daycares, and the homes.
Yeah.
And coming through the lead laterals.
Yeah. And they need a level playing field. They don't need to be labeled or ostracized if they have difficulties learning, understanding things, things of that nature. And what got me, returning back to Milwaukee and hearing about the problem with the lead pipes, is that here we go again. Those who fail to remember are destined to repeat.
Here we go again.
Yeah. So it's going to be another generation. And so what happens when they have these difficulties, attention span disorders, irritability, things of that nature?
They get blamed. They don't want to learn. A lot of people don't know the situation to the fact of where we looked into it. Yeah. They'll just say that the child is being
disruptive.
Right. And then they'll just treat it like this child just doesn't want to learn. Yeah. This child is this behavior. This child is choosing to act this way. When many times where if you check the lead poison, a lot of that was fudged with the health department back a while ago. All of that was in the news. Even where the DA could have charged people for this kind of mistake, but he didn't.
Well, I really think that was the course to go years ago, making these landlords accountable. If they couldn't abate the properties, then they should have had to surrender the properties, and the city abate the properties, and then sell them or rent them or whatever. But the accountability should have been with those who are receiving the rent, receiving the income from those properties. They're getting paid to harm black children.
Genocide.
And it's just another form of it.
Well, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. We got Paul Robertson veteran, retired nurse, clinical specialist in studio. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We out here fighting for the people. We out here fighting for the people. I can make a sequel. All these murders is getting lethal. Low. We out here fighting for the people. It's like a slaughterhouse, and we need a water drought. They tryna wipe us out. We out here fighting for the people. We out here fighting for the people.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. We got Paul Robinson, veteran, retired nurse, and clinical specialist. We're having a great conversation about the lead poisoning that's been going on in the black community. And many times it goes under the radar. It'll, like you said, they may have a discussion about it. It may last because people may kind of try to speak out about it, but then it dies out. But is the problem ever remedied or resolved?
Well, let me just mention one thing that the families can do is eat healthy. Make sure that they eating proper meals with calcium, vitamin C, and iron. These things serve to reduce the absorption of lead in the system. That's one thing they can do. And go around the house, check the window sills. If there's chipped paint or that goes on the ground or on the floor, it gets ground up into dust. It gets inhaled, and it's kids crawling.
Right.
Gets on their hands. They put it in their mouth.
Or they just eat the paint chips.
Eat the paint chips, yeah. Yeah.
What can we as a community do to continue to fight because thousands of kids in black communities don't even know why they're responding. They're not educated to say, hey, look, you've been lead poisoned. They've not even been told of the severity of lead poisoning. They're not even, the families don't even know. They just live in going from house to house, many times in slumlord conditions. They're renting, and then they'll, move on to another property that may have lead. So how do we kind of corral this?
Well, it's unfortunate, but I think that there's a racial component to that because, it's unfortunately, it's easy for white folks to stereotype blacks as troublemakers without looking beyond that to see if they're having some difficulties that they can address. Again, you can't do anything so much as when they're affected. You can do the chelation therapy, make sure that they're eating proper. But after that, you have to be supportive. You have to, you have the documentation of their being affected by the lead, and these kids there should be a program available that gives extra help without the stigma to these children so that they can get back onto a level playing field and a productive life.
I'll say this. I'm seeing more testing going on, too. And thank God there's more testing going on. I think that in the last couple years, there's more people just trying to go into the schools and test the students in the schools due to the fact that we had a huge conversation about cleaning up the lead that's in the schools for this whole summer. I met people that were actually in the schools trying to remove the lead issue inside our schools. Right. But many times that kind of, after they kind of do the tinkering around and then it kind of get quiet, even though we're removing the lead, are we helping the kids that were affected? Are we letting the community understand this is the diagnosis? This child has been lead poisoned. Maybe we need to follow this kind of routine, kind of like when they, kind of want somebody to say, okay, your kid got ADHD. Your kid got ADHD, and all of a sudden the kid, I got ADHD. You don't hear a kid say, I've been lead poisoned. Is that lack of education, or they just don't want that out there?
Yeah, I think there has to be greater accountability. It's not okay for generations of kids, black children, to be impacted like this, and for it to take away from their quality of life. And even downstream, it damages your kidneys. It causes hypertension. And you know how hypertension is one of the leading cause of death among blacks.
Oh, wow.
So if it don't get you today, it'll get you tomorrow. And so there has to be greater accountability. Funds have to be earmarked to help these children. And in terms of the testing that they're doing and the abatement, we have to pay attention. We have to watch them closely.
Well, the Common Council have paperwork on this lead that, a lot of this is not a secret to them. What's going on in the city, because they get people filing complaints. They get to see it before we get it in the public. Right. Why don't they see this as an issue and then, start to kind of make sure that we have laws or ordinances that you can't move in this house unless the landlord have a water filtration system because this house has been marked as lead poison or have lead. And why don't they put the onus on the landlord to have, or before somebody move in, to have a filtration system on the scene?
Absolutely. That's a great idea. Until they can replace those pipes, that's something that should be done. But we shouldn't overlook the fact that if there are building codes, then they know what's there.
Right.
And so it's a matter of maybe a whistleblower. Somebody gets it to the media. The media does a story. Then the Common Council and the mayor, they have to respond. But other than that, out of sight, out of mind. If nobody knows,
right,
you don't do that, and you do. You know what I mean?
You gotta raise the level of awareness for something to happen.
And pressure. It's not okay. And if we don't stand up and make them understand that it's not okay, that this it's almost like a chemical warfare. If it is not okay for our kids to be negatively impacted in any way.
I agree.
Because they have greater challenges.
Already.
Absolutely.
Well, look, we got Greg on the lines. Greg says that there is a number to reach out if your family or loved one have been affected by lead poisoning. How you doing, Greg?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Blessings, brother. What's going on?
Yeah, man, I think we got misunderstood. I was asking, did the brother on the line have a number? But I used to be a lead abatement contractor, and I learned about the dangers of lead from working at a lead battery plant. And, I got trained and learned the real dangers of it. And really what made me really look at it was like most of the guys that worked there, once they retired and were older, they was there within like 2 or 3 months, after they finished working in the lead battery plant.
Oh, wow.
They weren't told about the hazards.
Well, I mean, I've heard some stories that you wouldn't believe, guys taking a lunch break, putting their sandwich right on the machine with lead dust on it.
Right.
So just not being fully aware of what it could do to you. I always said to myself, I'm like, man, all these kids is getting in trouble. Why don't they test them for lead when they get arrested or something? Is that legal? Can you even do something like that?
That's a great point. I believe a study should be done in terms of people who were incarcerated and go back and look at their childhood environments. What location in the city? What homes were they in?
Right, because they do have the homes registered that have lead issues.
Right. And see
on
if there's any correlation between incarceration and the exposure to lead.
I believe it is.
I do too.
Well, we know that it causes behavioral problems. So,
right. Well, Greg,
there you go, bud.
We're going to continue looking into this, Greg, and having these conversations kind of help push the ideal of how do we move forward with this issue. And many times they're saying that a child that has been lead poisoned is almost destined to end up in a situation that may lead to prison.
Yeah, I agree. That's very likely.
And for anybody that have concerns, they say report lead poisoning or information on lead poisoning, you can contact the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, which monitors blood levels and provides data on lead poisoning prevention.
Oh,
this is what they say. This is what they got out here.
In my research today, the CDC was laying off people. And they were laying off people in the area of lead poisoning intervention.
Right. Well, I'm talking about, but if you want information on what can be done, I guess whatever they got left, because I said this a while back, there's never been anything strong enough to really combat for what's really going on.
Right.
Before they even did these layoffs. I mean, I've been out here for a decade doing documentaries about this kind of stuff, and I never seen an agency rise up and say, this is specifically what we're here to do.
Right. Well, yeah, that was the whole point of providing the individuals the home test kits. Because once they test it, and then they present that to the health department or city hall or their legislator, they can't deny it. There's no way to, ignore it. But if you don't test, if you don't prove that it's there and it's a problem, then they don't have to do nothing.
Right. Well, that's why we got to speak up and speak out and get educated on our environment. That environmental justice is real. Injustice is real.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give you the last words before we run the break. What do you want the community to know?
I think we have to pay attention. Apathy, fear. We have to set those things aside, and we have to protect our children. We have to protect the next generation, because if 26 is going to be better, if 30 is going to be better, we got to do something now. You know, and we have to pay attention to our kids. We got to listen to our kids. We can't just go to discipline them if they're having problems, especially after we were made aware that they've been impacted by lead poisoning.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Brother Paul. I appreciate you for coming through. And we're going to have more discussions, and we're going to have to come back. We got a couple more discussions we got to have. But I appreciate you for coming through and talking about this. It's Black History Month. This is something that's affecting our community in a negative way.
Yep. In closing, did you want me to do that poem?
Oh, do we have time for him to do the poem? All right, let's do this poem. It's a poem that Brother Paul Robinson, he had showed me this poem, and I wanted him to read this poem for us. If you listen as we broadcast live, Brother Paul Robinson, coming your own way.
I took a walk one lonely day to a place I'd never been. From a distance, I saw a man dressed in white and wondered, could he be a friend, even from a great distance? This man looked tall and proud, the kind of guy you couldn't miss, for he'd always stand out in the crowd. He appeared to wander aimlessly, without a place to go. I wondered why he was looking around and why he was moving so slow. As his path and mine grew closer, I could tell that he could be great. If only he could find his direction and didn't arrive there too late. I decided I had to get closer to see who the stranger could be. So I took a shortcut through a well-beaten path that went by an old hickory tree. As I made my way through that well-beaten path, I came to a fork in the road. The sign on the side said, "Come this way to a place where fortunes are told." While thinking about this old sign by the road, I looked up to find the man near. Even now, he looked so familiar. Who he was not very clear. He started to look old and tired, as if he had traveled too long. Where was he going? Where had he been? What could have been so wrong? He never seemed to look my way, though I'm sure he knew I was there. What did he lose? Where could it be? Of the answers, should I really care? At that point, he stopped right beside me. I think he had something to say. I was sure that he'd speak of his journey, then turn and be on his way. He spoke of a lifetime of searching. The hat he wore covered his eyes. I could tell by the way that he spoke of his quest that this stranger truly spoke wise. He told me of how long he wandered, with questions, no answers he knew. So many times he came to find out that the answers he found were not true. He spoke of his endless journeys in search of the things he could be. With a tear in his eyes, he at last showed his face, and I found that the stranger was me.
Truth Nation. We'll be back with more conversation. Stay locked in.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I walk on the shoulders of giants who have come before me.
I am ASAP and Maya Angelou.
I am Marva Collins and Frederick Douglass.
From A to Z, I celebrate, emulate, and commemorate their example.
This is part of the Declaration of Excellence Milwaukee College Prep Scholars recite, not just during Black History Month, but each and every morning, because our students don't just honor history, they're determined to shape it. Enroll your scholar at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends, if it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Thank you, Milwaukee. Because of you, the second annual Truth Community Awards was an unforgettable celebration of the leaders, changemakers, and heroes who make our city shine. A special thank you to our incredible partners, Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cousins Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. And thank you to our presenting sponsor, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Together, we're celebrating community, culture, and impact. We'll see you next year at the Truth Community Awards.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
This Truth Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Bucks handled the Miami Heat last night 128-117. Kevin Porter Jr. with a stellar night, putting up 32, 7, and 7, along with 2 steals. Doc Rivers after the game.
Yeah, he's been great. He knows when to attack now. You know, we always say he knows when to go to in scoot. You know what I mean by that? Or just go downhill and make plays.
Bucks are back at it tonight in a big game against the Cavaliers. You can listen to the game on 620 WTMJ Radio at 7. Brewers spring training is looking good with a 10-0 win over the Athletics yesterday in Phoenix. Their next matchup is against the Giants. In college hoops, the Badgers are in Oregon as they face off at 10 p.m. Central tonight. Marquette beat Georgetown last night 76-60, and UWM also plays tonight in their final regular season game against Youngstown State. This is the True Sports Update, proudly supporting your hometown team's member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Before left with scars, ain't no surprise you're feeling like you're gonna lose me stars. You're trying to be brave, but it's hard to hide the pain and the fear. They're taking their toll, they're taking their ride. You're wondering if I'll ever love you like you love me, if I'll ever be the one to set your heart free. You think about the future and the things we could be.
Truth Nation Educators Credit Union is where your money is powered by purpose. Educators Credit Union community advocates driven to uplift the Milwaukee community with donations to local organizations such as Milwaukee Tool, the library, and sponsorships of events large and small that take place in our own backyard. Make the switch to ECU.com. That's ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Look, we got another guest in the studio, and you know I love it because it's February, and in February, I believe that powerful words need to be heard and expressed to continue the hope of change in our community. So we got Sarah Israel.
Yes.
In studio. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me.
Hey, it's a pleasure to have you here. You know, I love, when it comes to February, I love to hear poetry.
Yeah.
Powerful, inspirational poetry. This to me, it exemplifies the struggle.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm going to bring to you today.
Now, hold on. You came in here dressed, I don't know if y'all can see it. I mean, if y'all watching this, we broadcast live. Sarah came in here dressed like a woman that works in the plantation or the attire of somebody that kind of had to work all day and all night to try to pick that cotton.
Yeah, try to just put a little flair to it.
That was a little flair. I noticed right away. I was like, oh, okay.
It was very intentional.
That's what's up. Well, explain to us, I mean, what you do, how did you get into poetry?
I got into poetry probably when I was like around in the 4th grade. I used to have trouble with like expressing myself, and I was never able to find words to like hold a conversation. Mm-hmm. And I had a teacher who actually kind of brought it out of me. And it started off with an English assignment, just writing like a short story, like a short children's story. And then from there, she saw the potential, and she kind of introduced me to poetry. And from there, I kind of just stuck with it and took off.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's a blessing, when we have strong-willed resilience, inspiration, motivation through that art, through the art of poetry.
Yeah.
Have some people that do poetry, have you ever made music?
Yes, I have.
Okay, poetry and music kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
What kind of music did you attempt to make?
Like back in my younger days in high school, I used to try to like do rap. But recently I started making like gospel songs and also like kind of like a neo soul type of vibe. I also write music for a couple friends.
Okay, so you're a writer.
Yes, I'm a writer.
R&B?
Yeah, I can do. I can tap into pretty much all of it.
Okay.
Speaking of being a writer, I actually just wrote a book as well, so I just became a published author. Yeah. So if you guys, would like to hear that or get a copy, y'all can check it out. It's called Built in Brokenness, Loved Endlessly. You can find it on Amazon, or you can reach out to me directly.
Well, I'll say this. Many times when we bring people into the studio and that passion kind of just goes through the airwaves, and many times when I see how you're dressed, I can already tell that this is just something that you do. Do you perform anywhere in the city? Any poetry nights?
Yes, actually. I kind of just got back into the scene. Like I said, like I moved away from Milwaukee for a while, and I just moved back. So I do. I try to make it out to showcase on stage, which he does once a month. And then I also go out. Like I had a set last night, and that was. Let me just make sure I have the right. Sorry about that.
It's okay. No, you mean, like I said, take your time because in a second, once you get, settled in, I need you to give us that powerful artwork.
Yeah, so you could catch me also on Tuesdays, Food for Thought Poetry.
Okay.
With Gideon, yeah.
Salute to Gideon.
Yeah.
Because he hosts poetry night.
Yeah, he do. It's really a dope scene. Like if you don't already come out, you guys definitely should come out and check it out. It's a lot of dope artists under the roof. So.
Well, look, I'm going to let you come in your own way. It's about that time, Sarah. We listening.
So for this particular poem is actually one that I wrote probably about 14 years ago, and it's actually untitled. Her toes were settled, separate and royal like the jewel points of a king's crown which sat on the throne of her heels, and what a rough throne it was. From walking barefoot in her palace, and on her heels there were callous from trying to dance away 400 years of slavery, and that makes her feet beautiful. And her legs, well, they're not picture perfect, but they paint the perfect picture for those who wouldn't mind a little size. And her knees are scarred from how many times she had to drop down on them to pray. And her thighs contains whips, and in each whip I can hear her cries for being tortured and beaten and tortured by the education system which fed her lies, being vaginally and anally raped until she's pregnant in her torso. The system is designed to kill the black child long before he or she ever makes it out of mama's behind. Here, we fed you these lies, so teach your children these lies disguised as the truth. You see, your children are your future, so we will destroy your youth. And if you try to teach them anything different, then we'll just hide the proof, because black kids don't read anyway. And so she's pregnant in her torso, and this causes her breast to grow because of milk that is now poison. But her heart pumps, and it pumps, and it continues to pump the blood through her veins, even though she is now accustomed to the customs that she was taught, which is vain. Her heart fills with pain. Her mouth begins to speak. I didn't know that I was cut so deep until I began to bleed, and as her eyes began to cry, her mind began to seek knowledge, understanding, wisdom. And as she sits on her throne, she is presented with her crown. Her toes were subtle, separate and royal like the jewel points of a king's crown. She's stunning, beautiful. And although she's a woman, her heart remains youthful. Her walk demands respect. She moves her feet the way a woman is supposed to. Head held high, smile on her face, swag on royalty. She carries herself with such grace. She learned how to surrender, and that is okay, because her surrendering is how she became the woman she is today. Say Less, and that's that piece.
Clock that T.
Clock it.
Clock that. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have Sarah Say Less Israel in studio with more poetry. Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Listen Fridays to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris during Black History Month for Dr. Ken's Trivia. It's not just questions, it's culture, facts they don't teach you, and a few stories that matter. We'll test what you know and teach each other something new along the way. Lock in your Fridays in February. Be ready to call in and bring your brain with you. Dr. Ken's Trivia, Friday in February on Truth in the Afternoon with me, Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, YouTube, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
The road to the championship ends here. The best of the best, the City Championship Gold Division. One game, one title, one team raising the trophy. After a season of battles, buzzer beaters, and unforgettable moments, it all comes down to this. Who's built for the pressure? Who's ready to make history? Listen live on 1017 The Truth and on the Truth app, your home for City Championship basketball.
Hey y'all, it's 1017 The Truth's Rhea Riley for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. Skip the sterile clinical office feel. Sweet Talk stays on the cutting edge of beauty and wellness innovations in a vibrant, playful space promoting self-love and confidence. Sweet Talk specializes in a range of treatments, including injectables, medical-grade skincare, weight loss, hormone therapies, and more. Not sure where to start? Sweet Talks offers comprehensive wellness consultations to create a customized plan centered around you. Because at Sweet Talks, your goals are their goals. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Never met a nigga with a better impact. He gave his life for this, ain't no more getting it back. He's the one, if it's dark, he's the sun. Get you out the jam, nigga, never left us so home. If you got a dead battery, he gon' give you a jump. The leader of the pack, he be taking a plunge.
This Black History Month, 1017 The Truth, is opening up the mic to Milwaukee's voices for Black History Month, and we want to know what Black History Month means to them in their own words. Hey, we'll be having poets coming through right here for the 1017 The Truth audience all month long. Our voices, our stories. If you want to contribute to Our Voices, Our Stories, hit me up on social media or go to 1017 The Truth. Let's amplify these stories and voices together. Brought to you by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. We got Sarah Say Less Israel in studio. Amazing poem. Amazing poem. Now, you got a book now.
Yes.
What I see the book.
Yes.
What's happening then?
So I wrote a book this past year. It's called Bible, which is an acronym for Built-in Brokenness, Loved Endlessly, Because I Believe Love Endured. It's a book of poems, so it touches on just growing and refinding yourself and your purpose after hitting the lowest state or feeling broken. Is just showing a way for you to work through grief and feel like you become back whole. And I did bring you a copy.
Oh, wow. The Bible.
Yeah. And I also have a pen to go with it.
A pen?
Yeah.
What? Oh, my goodness. This is powerful.
Yeah, so you can walk with me.
Bible stand for Built in Brokenness, Love Endlessly.
Yes.
Because I believe, loved, endured.
Yes.
Now, you were telling me that you had a husband.
Yeah.
That passed.
Yeah. Yep. So that's kind of like where this book was born out of, just from navigating through that grief. I felt like I really had like no kind of outlet, and I just got back into writing, and it was like just a way for me to heal. And as I'm writing my poetry and like getting all of my feelings out on paper, you know, it became like kind of like just a relief kind of, and I was able to get my feelings out without feeling overwhelmed, without staying in like a depressive state. And reading it back, I was like, well, writing a book is something I always wanted to do. I always felt like that was in me, but I never got around to it. And me just having so much time on my hands, I guess, it was just like I poured everything into it. So.
And what is the message overall to those that read this book of poetry?
Oh, the message is simply to endure whatever it is you're going through, whatever hardships you may be facing. The message is definitely to push through it, persevere. Like whatever it is you're going through, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how dark it seems. And yeah, like just keep going. That's the message. Keep going.
I felt like, I felt the spirit moving, so I just opened the book up and I just landed on page 57. And it says, clock it, mark it, believe it, repent. Because when the sky splits open, there ain't gonna be no do-overs. This, the last call. Clock it, clock that T.
Clock that T.
Clock that T.
Clock it.
Okay, see, I didn't know it was gonna be all like that. I just opened up to page 57 and it's telling me to clock that T. Well, you got another
yes,
poem
I do.
for us.
Yes, I do. I'm really like rooted in God. That's where everything come from. He gave me this gift. He gave me the talents, and through him, I'll be able to continue to multiply it and grow it and nourish it and see it blossom. So,
well, we here for the talent now.
Yeah,
we here for the gift.
Yeah. So, this next poem is actually you can find this poem in the book. It's called "From Beginning to End." From the Genesis, I've been real since the let there be. Light broke through my trauma, and God started writing me. I walked through Exodus, leaving everything that tried to change. I had to cross the Red Sea of pain, barefoot in the rain. I found Leviticus in my lifestyle, rules I didn't always keep. I tried numbers of my blessings, but they hid while I weep. In Deuteronomy, he told me, don't forget who you are. So I moved like Joshua, still fighting for the scarred. I met judges in the mirror, convicting my own sin. But Ruth came with loyalty and taught me love can begin again. 1st and 2nd Samuel, I felt chosen, oil dripping on my head, while kings tried to curse my throne, but I'm anointed instead. Chronicles of my struggle, he recorded every tear. In Ezra and Nehemiah, I rebuilt what disappeared. Esther came with courage, even when they doubt your crown, while Job reminded me that pain don't mean God ain't around. Psalms became my playlist, crying out through melody. Proverbs kept my head wise when the streets tempted me. Ecclesiastes said that everything got its time. And Song of Solomon reminded me that love can still rhyme. Through Isaiah, I found prophecy. Through Jeremiah came my cry. Lamentations held my grief. And Ezekiel saw through my why. Daniel's in the lion's den. That was my depression. But I prayed like Hosea, loving past rejection. Joel spoke restoration. Amos called for truth. Obadiah warned the pride. And Jonah ran like my youth. Micah said, walk humble. Nahum said, he'll repay. Habakkuk said, write the vision. So I still live that way. Zephaniah spoke judgment. Haggai said, rebuild. Zechariah showed redemption, and Malachi got me filled. 1st and 2nd Ezra, I spoke rebuilding from the ruins of sin. How the Most High restores what's been scattered within. Tobit taught family. Judah showed might. The rest of Esther, she kept my faith burning bright. Wisdom of Solomon opened my sight. Sirach gave me lessons from my elders' fight. Baruch whispered comfort in Babylon's reign, while the 3 holy children praised God through the flame. The history of Susanna said to stand firm in the test. Innocents don't bow, even when the lies press. Baal and the dragon prove that idols can't win. False gods fall flat when the truth steps in. The prayer of Manasseh repented so deep, it taught me that even kings can cry and still reap. 1st and 2nd Maccabees showed to war for the name, how faith ain't passive, it's action and flame. Then came Matthew, where mercy met my mess. Mark, where miracles made me confess. Luke wrote the love story. John told me who he is. Acts showed the power, and Romans said what grace really is. 1st and 2nd Corinthians, I had to learn to forgive. Galatians freed my spirit. Ephesians taught me to live. Philippians gave me joy. Colossians kept me grounded. Thessalonians said to stay ready because his trumpet, he's going to sound it. Timothy taught leadership. Titus showed good deeds. Philemon showed compassion, planting humble seeds. Hebrews gave me faith talk. James said, prove it true. Peter told me to stay strong even when the whole world hates you. John again reminded me that love conquers fear. Jude said, watch for the snakes and keep discernment near. And when I reached Revelation, my knees hit the floor. Because from beginning to the end, I finally knew what I've been praying for. So from Genesis to Revelation, including Ezra to Maccabees, my story ain't pages, it's prophecy and peace. From Eden's first breath to Zion's last dawn, I had been written in his word all along. So when they ask me, where do my roots begin? I just smile and say, right here, baby, from beginning to the end.
Pow! Clock that.
Clock it.
Pow!
Thank you.
Hey, how can people keep up with you?
You can follow me on Facebook under Sarah Say Less. I'm on Instagram under Say Less __777. You can also follow me on TikTok under That's Sarah.
And how can people get this book?
You could reach out to me on any of those platforms if you would like to get a signed copy, or you could find it on Amazon.
All right. I'm going to give you the last words before we run the break. What do you want to say to the community?
I want to say, like I've been saying, like if you're going through anything, continue to persevere, continue to endure. I want to thank you guys for having me. Don't forget to follow me on all platforms, We're going
to have you come back through.
Yeah, I would love that.
Hey, look, I appreciate you, Sarah. Say less, Israel.
Say less.
For coming through. Say less.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, look, and thank you for the gifts.
No problem.
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
Dr. Gladys West, the mathematician who helped shape modern GPS, has passed away at 95. Born on a Virginia farm during the Jim Crow era, West excelled academically and broke barriers at the Naval Surface Warfare Center. Her work transformed satellite data into accurate Earth models, laying the foundation for GPS technology used globally today. West's legacy lives on in every navigation, flight, and smartphone, a quiet pioneer whose impact changed the world. Dr. Gladys West's story is one of perseverance and innovation. Let's honor her legacy by pushing boundaries and inspiring future generations. Rest in power, Dr. Gladys West. Your work will forever guide us.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
Want to protect our planet? The air we breathe, water we drink, and land we share? Real progress begins with birds. Yes, birds. The very ones we see and hear every day. On a walk, in the park, or simply out the window. That's because birds are more than birds. They're symbols, sentinels that reveal the health of our planet and our people. And by helping them thrive, all of us thrive as well. Audubon is a place where birds matter, where habitats are protected, where communities are engaged, and where change takes flight. Because at Audubon, hope begins with birds. Progress begins with birds. It all begins with birds. Audubon.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah, Milwaukee, stand up, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah, Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We about that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready, we ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And I guess we got to talk about Epstein, this fallout, because we got the somebody from the UK, UK ambassador to the U.S. has been arrested. Another person has been arrested. A former ambassador has been arrested. See, I said I wasn't going to talk about it unless somebody went to jail. So we got, the other day, Prince Andrew was in jail. Now we got this former UK ambassador to the U.S. arrested amid Epstein fallout. Peter Mandelson arrested. Hey, we got some video on this. The dominoes are starting to fall, Andrew. Let's listen.
We have breaking news from London. Peter Mandelson, you'll remember he's the UK's former ambassador to the U.S., has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Authorities had been investigating Mandelson over his ties to Jeffrey Epstein and allegations that he leaked internal government documents to the late convicted sex offender. Mandelson has previously denied any wrongdoing. MS Now's Lisa Rubin is back with me. Lisa, this comes, I think, just 4 days after the former Prince Andrew was arrested on similar charges. What more do we know about this?
Well, we know, Chris, that Peter Mandelson was arrested this morning and brought to a North London police station for an interview, thanks to our friends at Sky News. We also understand that they've executed search warrants at 2 addresses, one in the Wiltshire area and one in the Camden area. But as you noted, Peter Mandelson is a person who, much like Prince Andrew himself, had a very long and storied history with Jeffrey Epstein. Peter Mandelson first came to many Americans' attention because he had an elaborate entry in that birthday book that the Wall Street Journal first reported over the summer. But I want to point out one other thing about Peter Mandelson, which differentiates him from many of the other figures caught up in the Epstein files revelations. Peter Mandelson has never been accused of any misconduct having to do with women or girls themselves. In fact, Peter Mandelson is gay and has a partner of many, many years who is also pictured in that birthday book and is in correspondence with Jeffrey Epstein on occasion. Jeffrey Epstein having given financial advice to that partner of Peter Mandelson's, for example, in respect of their friendship. So what we know right now is that he has been arrested, taken to a North London police station for questioning on the same charge that Prince Andrew, or rather Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, was brought in for questioning on that same charge, suspicion of misconduct while in office. As you note, the allegations here don't stem from any alleged sexual misconduct or assault, but rather from the use of sensitive government information belonging to the UK and its sharing inappropriately and perhaps unlawfully with Jeffrey Epstein. Chris?
Jeffrey Epstein seemed to be in everybody's pocket. Seemed like he was working his rounds across the world. You know, had everybody in his pocket. Andrew, Bill Gates, the Clintons. They say Trump was hanging out with him at the beginning till Trump called the police on him. You know, Trump don't get along. Seems like he don't get along with too many people for a long length of time. So whatever they had together, Trump was the one that cooperated with the FBI to get him when he went under investigation. So I was trying to see who else was trying to cooperate for the takedown of Jeffrey Epstein, but I ain't seeing nobody else named but Trump trying to, cooperate with the FBI to take him down. So, but these are the people that are falling, the dominoes that are falling. First Andrew, now this former ambassador, UK ambassador to the U.S., they say it wasn't because he was dealing with the girls, though. But what did Epstein have over him for him to give up, secret documents, classified information?
I feel like Epstein could get anybody.
You think Epstein had the dirt on everybody?
Oh, 100%.
Had the drop on them, where they could put their jobs at risk. Prince Andrew put his position with the royal family at risk.
Put his brother up for risk, too.
That's what I'm saying.
Might get indicted now.
The dominoes are starting to fall. Let's see what happens. Also, I want to swing back to Milwaukee, where it seems like the public schools are considering delaying all or part of the teachers' raises due to budget defect. The budget deficit. I guess the budget deficit is causing the superintendent or the school board to kind of pull back on the raises that they got. So they ain't out the woods yet with the raises. They ain't out the woods yet. They ain't getting that raise yet. A lot of people was upset at the referendum, but they may not get the raise right now. We got audio and video on this if you're watching this. We broadcast live. Let's listen.
What I see is a budget that actually doesn't prioritize frontline workers.
We do value our workers. We just have a $46 million deficit.
MPS teachers in a back and forth with District Superintendent Brenda Cassellius Tuesday night.
We got to get out of the hole, but you're getting out of the hole on our backs.
The district is negotiating next year's pay bumps with the teachers union, but it's also trying to cut costs. An audit revealed MPS overspent its budget by $46 million. Cassellius already froze hiring for non-classroom positions and says she's cutting central services staff. But with declining enrollment and little state aid,
the reductions are going to be really hard and painful. And, look left, right, there's going to be colleagues who are not going to be here.
Cassellius proposed delaying all or part of teacher cost of living raises, which normally come in July, until January. She says it'd save up to $20 million. Would that turn into the new norm?
So the whole point of what I'm trying to do is present to the board a structurally balanced budget, because we know in the out years that there is a risk of not having new revenue. Our referendum is running out.
Official union negotiations happen behind closed doors, but the debate Tuesday night gives a sense of just how tense those negotiations can be. How are you walking out of the meeting tonight?
I'm walking out angry. I know my members are angry.
Superintendent Casellia says she's trying to warn the public early about just how dire the situation is. There are more community listening sessions scheduled for this week. Then there'll be another formal public budget hearing in May, and the budget has to be finalized by the end of May.
All right, well, they thought they was in the clear. They thought they had the raises. The teachers' unions thought they had the raises. They got the referendum in there. And, now there may be a hope. Overspending. This is tough. We're going to keep an eye on this. If you're an MPS teacher and you want to join the conversation about not getting that raise, 833-212-1017, or if you're a part of the MPS system and you want to discuss what's going on with the teachers and the raises and the decisions that have to be made, the tough decisions that have to be made due to the overspending, you're more than welcome to call in 833-212-1017. Also, a Milwaukee parent, the parents are outraged. Remember that kid that got slapped by the MPS school aide? Well, they're saying that the aide pled guilty to slapping the student with disabilities. We got an update on this story. I want y'all to pay attention to this story because we've been talking about these aides hauling off on the kids, and now we have an aide that pled guilty. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. We got this story. Let's listen.
So it just seemed like we really didn't get no justice. I'm just keeping it 100. We really didn't get no justice. They really did this just to get us out the way.
Tyrone and Shirley Dunn are 18-year-old Sharon Dunn's parents. She was a student at Riverside University High School and has intellectual and physical disabilities. She needs extra assistance at school, help her parents trusted until November last year.
My daughter was at Riverside High School and one of the paraprofessionals slapped her. So I've been mad ever since.
A criminal complaint says that paraprofessional was Demetrius Visvardis. The complaint also details surveillance video from November 12th showing Sharon Dunn lying on the floor in a hallway at Riverside University High School. The video shows Visvardis helping her put on her shoes. A brief struggle follows, and investigators say he slapped her.
My daughter, like 85 pounds, like the judge said, his size is real bigger than her. And then we seen the video, it's just horrible.
In court Monday, 39-year-old Visvardis pled guilty to misdemeanor battery. He's expected to complete community service and pay a fine. While Dunn's parents say they wanted more, they're relieved he cannot work with children for now.
Thank God that he did get charged with something. So that'll at least slow him down for the next 6 months to work with other kids.
Sharon Dunn's parents add she was too scared to return to Riverside. She now attends Milwaukee Marshall High School.
And the sad part about it is this man was way bigger than this young girl. This was a female as well. And he knew that this young girl was facing disabilities, and he still was able to slap her, get a misdemeanor, do some community work, and listen to the article. They said at least he won't be able to be around kids for 6 months. So he'll be ready just in time for the next school year. That's what it sounded to me. Once he could fulfill this, he didn't lose his teacher's license. He just got to be without a check or whatever for 6 months, go through the process, and then he'll be back at work. This is what it sounds like to me. But, hey, once again, I mean, salute to the parents for being calm because her daddy pretty big too. I mean, he had to be calm over this. Maybe he can pursue maybe a lawsuit or something like that, get him that way. Maybe he need to look into trying to do something more civil due to the fact that he did plead guilty. And then if they can calculate the damages, maybe hopefully there's an attorney that may take this up. Put him in debt some kind of way. Hey, but look, we got Deja on the lines. Deja wants to come in on the teachers not getting paid right now, even after being granted a raise. How you doing, Deja?
I'm good, sorry. How you doing?
Blessings, Queen.
This hit home for me Because I actually was just working in MPS last year and have been working as a partner with MPS as a former core member of the CDR. So I really do, of course, enjoy that time that I was there, especially with the students and, of course, all the staff members that I've met along the way. So it's just kind of like, you know, I want to ask MPS, like, what are we doing? If there's $46 million, if y'all are in a $46 million deficit, where's that money? Like, that's my biggest question. If it's a deficit and y'all have to take away a promised raise that is very much needed, you know, that those teachers who give their lives every day, you know, to actually be there to help bring in the next leaders of the future of Milwaukee, why are we not, what's going on? Where's the disconnect? Because those teachers need that. They do have their own lives. They still need to, you know, take care of themselves. But I'm pretty sure a lot of those teachers still want to show up for those students.
Right.
You know, as being one of them myself. And, yeah, it would be much more harder to want to continue to stay somewhere where I'm being underpaid and undervalued. Just be able to say, oh, y'all going to get a raise, but now all of a sudden you're taking it back because of money that y'all lost? That's not my problem. That shouldn't be their problem either. That's not fair.
Hey. Well, look, I appreciate you for tapping in as a person that works in the system or has worked for the system. And, you know, I can feel the sentiments. Hey, you say I'm finna get this money. You kind of budget for this money, this extra money to come in. And now they putting it on hold. Or you may get a piece of it. Teachers have every right to ask questions. But when you can't fill out the paperwork and you overspending, the people that do the most work kind of fall victim to that. Look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. Tune in for Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know. And Tory Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Celebrating Black excellence, celebrating our history. All month long on 1017 The Truth.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home. It's time to plan for kindergarten. Will your child turn 3, 4, or 5 by September 1st? Learn about kindergarten programs and enroll now. Explore schools across the city that offer traditional kindergarten, Montessori, and more. MPS students enjoy art, music, physical education, along with reading, writing, math, and science. Find out about bus transportation and before and after school care. Enroll for fall 2026 by March 2nd. Get the details at mpsmke.com/enroll.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. Johnson.
Tired of managing your rental property? Or maybe you just don't know where to start? At Odom Investments and Property Management, our professional team handles everything from tenant placement to maintenance and rent collection, so you don't have to. Let us take the stress out of property management. Call 855-ODOM-WAY or 855-636-6929 and experience the Odom way today.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
.1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. I want to head to New York. NYPD officers were hit with a snowball. They were hit with snowballs during a pre-planned snowball fight at Washington Square Park. The incident occurred when officers responded to a disorderly crowd, and some were injured, leading to hospitalization. The NYPD commissioner condemned the behavior, calling it disrespectful and criminal. Now, this was a planned snowball fight. Police go over there because people are acting disorderly, and they get beamed with snowballs. I mean, why weren't they arresting people, hitting them? They were just, I saw the video, the police kept walking. Why didn't they turn around and start arresting people? We got some video on this if you're watching as we broadcast live. Let's listen.
Got more breaking news tonight related to the blizzard. A tense scene this afternoon when several New York City police officers were injured when they were pelted with chunks of snow in Washington Square Park. They were responding to a call about people who got on a roof inside the park during an organized snowball fight. The snow cut the officers on their faces badly enough that they actually went to the hospital. Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch calls the incident disgraceful and criminal.
Wow. I wonder how many people were arrested during this, Andrew. There's a lot of snowballs hitting them officers, and they kept walking. Oh, my goodness. Hey. I don't know. I think that if I was on the north side and we was having a snowball fight and the police came to break it up and this happened, I believe it'll be some shots fired, it'd be some extra going on, but they kind of was calm. They kind of let it happen. I don't know. Maybe these people had the complexion for the connection. I don't know. We got Eddie on the lines. Eddie has comments on MPS.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
How you doing, Brother Eddie?
Good day, Troy Lowe. How you doing today?
Hey. I'm feeling fine. How you doing, Brother Eddie?
I'm good. How's Andrew doing? Usually...
You just talked to Andrew when you called in.
I know I did. Usually he's like, hey, Eddie, how you doing? What's going on? We'll get you on. And this time he was a little short with me.
Oh, wow.
Made me feel like maybe he didn't want me on.
You feeling some kind of way, like you didn't get a present for Valentine's Day.
Maybe. A little bit.
Your heart broke.
So let me... Is Andrew okay? He's not upset with me.
I don't know. You should have talked to him. You was on the phone with him. That's how you got through. I tried for Andrew. I don't know.
I was like, Andrew is, and he put me through. And so about this MPS thing, Tori. I have two good friends who worked for MPS. If I tell you for sure, the two of them together worked for MPS for over 25 years. Could be, 25 years, 50 years, 25 each, if not longer. And all this stuff that came out a couple, 3 years ago about money's missing and the audits and where's the money going, they both, and they don't know each other. I know both of them. They don't know each other. Both have told me over dinner, coffee, whatever it may be, that this stuff's been going on for years. This is nothing new. And when they knew it was going on and they had worked in the administration, I think over on Valete Street, that the policy was to keep your mouth shut, look the other way, keep a blind eye to it. But this has been going on for years, and I know one of my friends has been retired from MPS for at least 10 or 15 years. So this is nothing new. People are just starting to talk about it.
So you're saying that all these years, the backlog finally caught up to everybody, now that they want the raise?
Well, I don't know if that's why, but, you know, you can only keep a secret for so long. God forbid you tell 3 women a secret. You'll never keep that secret, even if it's a matter of national security, right? But now if a whole building, a whole administration building with dozens and dozens, if not a few hundred people working out of, it's bound to get out. I'm shocked that it's gone this long, this far, without people finding out about it, Tori. I really am.
Wow. Well, this is a hell of a way to find out that you ain't gonna get your raise after you had the referendum.
Right, Tori. Tori, on that note, I'm going to go. But I'm going to tell you something. If Milwaukee would allow me to run MPS, these kids would all be Ivy League school scholars.
Here we go.
In 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, okay? They should be hiring me, okay? I'm more than just a painter, Tori. I'm more than a painter.
We're having some difficulty with the lines, Eddie. I think some.
Oh, my God.
I think we losing you, Eddie. We might. Hey.
Break it up. Break it up.
All right. Hey. Well, look. Thank you for calling in, Eddie. I think the lines was getting a little blurred. I think that Eddie may have painted something, may have got some fumes in his system. Hopefully he all right. Hopefully he all right. Also, I want to talk about this last story before we run the break. This Philly man walks from Philly to Virginia. He live streamed it for peace. And the only reason I'm highlighting this story is because I've done this for years, walking from Milwaukee to Chicago, to bring awareness against the violence in our communities and the Chicago community. And, to me, these are walks that bring awareness many times. We have to kind of keep these ideas in the forefront, not only bringing awareness, but how to fight against it at the same time. So salute to this brother who walked from Philly to Virginia in a walk for peace. We got video on this. If you're watching this, we broadcast live, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's listen.
What's going on, y'all? Look, it's day one.
Isaiah Thomas is literally on a journey.
I got my sneakers on. I got my gloves on. Be on our way.
He left Philly on foot last Sunday, heading south to Virginia on a selfless mission while documenting it all live on the streaming platform Twitch.
The whole purpose behind this is anything you want to do, put your mind to it, trust in God.
He hit Delaware and today on day 3 reached Baltimore, Maryland, making a stop at one of its HBCUs, Morgan State University. He's calling this a peace walk to help change the mindset of people watching his live stream from all over the world. He Zoomed with me this evening.
So when I say peace, I mean like peace within and also people finding their purpose in life. And I feel like this is one of the ways to symbolize that by doing this walk and showing people that if I'm able to do this walk, all things are possible.
He also wants to reach young people.
We here to help the next generation. I feel like the world will be a better place.
Isaiah is even showing the wear and tear on his body, having to take ice baths at night when he rests before setting out each day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's also the hours he's fasting, drinking only water to show others the impact of sacrifice.
My biggest thing is just people being able to change, even if it's just 2 or 3 people, 4 people.
Isaiah says donations from people watching the Twitch stream will fund a trip to Disney for at least 5 kids who have never stepped foot outside of Philly.
And show them that the world is bigger than their surroundings.
He says it's the toughest thing he's done in his life, but with faith and a Bible in hand, he says it's for the greater good.
And all of this to bring peace, unity to the world. And there's no limits, and you don't have to just fall victim to society or what the world created you to be.
Hey, salute. Hey, I did it 7 years straight. And let me tell you something. It ain't no joke. Walking that far is not a joke. From Milwaukee to Chicago, from Milwaukee to Washington, D.C. I put a lot of miles on these feet. So I understand the pain, what you got to do to prepare for the next day. Salute to anybody that's trying to get their message across in a world full of drama and confusion. Sometimes all you got to do is go for a walk. Then the monks went for a walk too. The monks had a peace walk recently as well. So, you know, if it's getting that kind of attention where we talking about it, it worked, and we can regroup, rethink, and reshape our communities. These are powerful messages, and I hope we all lock into them. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We need to optimize the PID controller for smoother robotic movements.
Our data analysis shows a significant correlation between the variables in both control groups.
The test shows you've experienced an acute myocardial infarction. As you'll see on the syllabus, this course will largely focus on the Mesozoic era.
Get your child the access every child deserves. Enroll your K through 8th grade child by February 28 at Milwaukee College Prep, mkeprep.com/enroll.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
The worst kind of whites, not that I'm picking on white folks, but you know how it goes, is the ones that think that they will lose something if this country becomes more fair and equal. I'm going to say that again. The worst kind of white people are the ones that think that if a black person gets a job and gets an opportunity, and they ignore how hard the black person had to work, and the racism, the bigotry, and the discrimination, and just how people turn their noses up at smart black people. They hate us. And the black person works really hard and overcomes maybe generational curses of poor health and poverty and all of those things. And we got to deal with the police and the criminal justice system that doesn't often have our backs. And then the black person gets a job, gets an opportunity, and a white person sees that and thinks that they lost. Those are the worst kind.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon. Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityInvestments.com. McKissack & McKissack is the oldest minority-owned professional design and construction firm in the country. And chair of the board, Cheryl McKissack Daniel, wants to help share her family's story. She wrote a book titled The Black Family Who Built America, The McKissacks, 2 centuries of daring pioneers. And she says she wrote it in part to help retell the story of American history, which often doesn't include the contributions of Black Americans.
Now, the name of our book is The Black Family Who Built America, but of course we didn't build all the buildings in America, but Black people had largely a big hand in building a lot of the structures in America, and we're like the hidden figures. And it makes sense. I mean, history and books follow money, power, and authorship, not necessarily labor.
McKissack was recently named the next chair of the New York Building Congress. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This Truth Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Bucks handled the Miami Heat last night 128-117. Kevin Porter Jr. with a stellar night, putting up 32, 7, and 7, along with 2 steals. Doc Rivers after the game.
Yeah, he's been great. He knows when to attack now. We always say he knows when to go to in scoot. You know what I mean by that? Or just go downhill and make plays.
Bucks are back at it tonight in a big game against the Cavaliers. You can listen to the game on 620 WTMJ Radio at 7. Brewers spring training is looking good with a 10-0 win over the Athletics yesterday in Phoenix. Their next matchup is against the Giants. In college hoops, the Badgers are in Oregon as they face off at 10 p.m. Central tonight. Marquette beat Georgetown last night 76-60, and UWM also plays tonight in their final regular season game against Youngstown State. This is the True Sports Update, proudly supporting your hometown team's member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Take back the corners and grocery stores. Time to say the day I got the cap with a hole in it. Straight out the project, so you know I'm a menace. I'm gonna hit the block hard non-stop till we finish. I'm the cure for the crisis, black, about that and righteous. Let's go for the children. Here I come to save the day. No more excuses, ain't no more.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth. The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in to Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments. And Tory Lowe, Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying our voices, perspectives, and lived experience that define who we are. Tune in all month long, 1017 The Truth. Uplifting the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history. Because Black history isn't just history, it's happening every day. 1017 The Truth. Celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. Joining me on the V-Mix, we got advocate, author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, King. Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day. Powerful show today. We talked about lead poisoning. Salute to Brother Paul Robinson, veteran, retired nurse, and clinical strategist coming in, talking about the lead poisoning that's affecting our community every day. We also had Sarah Say Less, Israel, for the poetry today. Blessed us with great poetry today. That was amazing. But I want to get to this. They're saying that Milwaukee Public Schools considers delaying all or part of the teachers' raises due to a budget deficit.
I mean, King, you know what? Like, Burnham and Bailey circus with this MPS thing is real. Again, 1 minute we're receiving dollars, the next minute they taking dollars, the next minute they hiring teachers, the next minute they firing teachers,
next minute they got you voting to get
getting
more
the
dollars.
raise. I mean, again, at the end of the day, King, I don't know what else to say. MPS is a mess. I mean, outside of that,
that's a lot going on.
Absolutely.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is that
all I know is
they're
delaying their raises.
The teachers union came in bullying. They
got their money.
The school board.
The superintendent got her money. She got her. Again, she secured the bag. The people still been left with the tag, the price tag, even though the what we agreed to was none and void because the paperwork wasn't right. But they didn't stop them from taxing us, though. And the sad reality of that is when the administration got their raises, because again, I don't even mind the teachers getting their raises, because again, the teachers, especially the teachers that I know, they buying supplies with the little pennies that they already receiving. So my question would be, stop the administration. Stop their raises. We need to go and reconvene because no superintendent need to be making that type of money, especially in a failing school system. Okay? MPS have not rated high since I mean, even when I was in high school, elementary too. So, I mean, with that being said, I think it needs to be a reconfigurement of all salaries except for the teachers because they the ones that show up every day. Okay, their check should be guaranteed. Like I said, there was issues when they picked this superintendent, and like I stated, I think she gets paid too much. And if anybody money is supposed to be a stop on anybody money, it should be hers. And the getting paid too much, high administration. Okay, because what about the guy that was originally behind the deficit that we looking at, who was over the money, and he never made the front page, okay, and was able to slide out. And again, we still haven't heard anything about
the person that was working with the financial that had a situation in Minnesota where he was being investigated for $25 million from that school system. And we still haven't heard anything about this.
No, he ain't made the front page, so I would advise,
it was just a small news story about it.
Here we
and
go.
He on paid leave.
That part. And here we go with the teachers who get up every day against all odds. So we gonna stop their raises.
Came here from Minnesota making $240,000.
That part.
And he under investigation in Minnesota for $25 million.
Talk about it.
Hey.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense, King. That's all I'm saying. Like I said, I don't. The teachers, the one need to get the raises, and everybody else salary need to be relooked at and stopped, because at this point, like I said, I've never seen in the jobs that I've worked that failure paid. Okay, if you are failing, you don't get a raise. Matter of fact, 9 times out of 10, you gonna lose your job. In the city of Milwaukee, it seems to be that, again, the more criminal you are, the more you get paid, the more you fail, the more you get raises. Okay?
Man, I got on the wrong side of that equation.
Hey, look here.
Man.
Join the club.
Hey.
Join the club. But I don't want to be one of the rats eating all. I don't want to be one of the rats eating all the cheese. Okay?
I just want to I just want the cracker that the cheese is on.
Hey, but look, King.
Hey.
It's a sad day because, again, when we talk about those teachers, they're everyday people, and the little dollars that they do make, and they put it back into school supplies and things like that. Again, they're on the bottom. We know that MPS, the majority of the money is in administration, that individuals are being paid where the paperwork is never right. And here we are hearing about the teachers that's supposed to get this raise, not getting the raise. And they're in a minute, it's going to be a mass exodus for the regular teachers, because they can go to other businesses and make way more money. The sad reality is the emphasis or the importance of people that's educating our children takes a back seat. Okay? We're in a country that pays athletes top dollar to entertain, and then pay teachers pennies to educate, and wonder why we're not leading in math and reading and all of these things. Come on.
Look, I'll say this. Every time I look up on the news, this is why I say MPS need their own reality TV show. It's more drama. It's more scandal. It's more unfinished paperwork coming out of MPS. You know what I mean? Every other day is something going on with the school system, but yet the kids is suffering because now the teachers are being negatively affected.
Come on. And again, we need a surviving MPS. Okay.
Oh, wow.
For the teachers, so they can talk about it. Again, we was just talking about how the coaches wasn't getting paid. The little people getting overlooked, getting downplayed. They're talking about holding their raises. No, how about hold the superintendent raise? How about hold all the administration, whoever got raises? How about stop that? Okay, because again, I don't mind if you took my property tax money and paid the teachers, because that's what the lie was. We're going to get more teachers, more counselors, more individuals to work in the cafeteria, getting the schools together. They made it seem like it was for the little people. That's inside the foundation of these school systems, which are the teachers, which are the social workers, which are the counselors. Okay, and everything, all this money that we done threw at MPS, whether it was fraudulently or not, it was robbery, because they knew the paperwork wasn't right when we said yes to MPS. I didn't, but as a whole, we did. And they got that raise.
Well, as
But
a
I
whole,
mean,
you
in
got taxed.
totality, absolutely. But what do it mean if the regular teachers that get up every day with the dedication, knowing that this system is failing, but they decide to get up every day because they love our children, and here we are saying that we're going to stop the little raise that they was getting
Oh, wow.
with the millions of dollars that we're spending? No, if we're going to do it, I need to make sure that the teachers who are dedicated to our babies get their money. They deserve that money.
Look, when we come back, Elizabeth Brown, I want to get your final thoughts on the show today. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in for Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know, and Tory Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Tune in all month long as 1017 The Truth lifts up the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history. Because Black history isn't just history, it's happening every day. 1017 The Truth's celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. Celebrating Black excellence, celebrating our history. All month long on 1017 The Truth.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Injured at work, unable to work due to health problems, or denied veteran benefits you're entitled to? Last year, Tayback Law returned over $73 million in wrongfully denied VA and Social Security benefits to people in our communities. Tayback Law celebrates Black History Month by bringing its message to 101.7 The Truth. The team is thrilled to see Milwaukee achieve this exciting new outlet for speaking truth to power. And Tayback Law is always ready to fight for you. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. for the Milwaukee Experience with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. We're a city that knows how to celebrate, where the calendar is packed with festivals, the plates are piled high with flavor, and a lakefront sunrise sets the stage. Here in Milwaukee, every street leads to something worth savoring, a place that welcomes you with open arms and where joy is shared in bites, beats, and cheers. The Milwaukee Experience every Friday at 11 a.m. exclusively on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee.
The road to the championship ends here. The best of the best, the City Championship Gold Division. One game, one title, one team raising the trophy. After a season of battles, buzzer beaters, and unforgettable moments, it all comes down to this. Who's built for the pressure? Who's ready to make history? Listen live on 1017 The Truth and on the Truth app, your home for City Championship basketball. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
If you ain't know, I get the pesos. Got a lot of brothers.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Joining me as we broadcast live on YouTube and social media, advocate, author Elizabeth Brown. Elizabeth Brown, another powerful conversation.
Absolutely.
Let me get your final thoughts on the show today.
I mean, again, like you stated, it's super powerful when we're talking about real life, real people in real time. Again, there's a lot of things that's taking place. We have so many fires burning inside the city of Milwaukee. And as we continue to see the failures, again, like I stated yesterday, to be in the proximity of individuals that continue to make bad decisions makes us liable. And again, we know we liable because we're paying the most. We're being taxed the most. We're being neglected the most. The reality of that is, King, that in a time where you have those who are supposed to be well-to-do or professionals who's supposed to look out for those that are under them or those that are impoverished, that's not happening. And in reality, like we stated yesterday, now is a pivotal time as the curtains is being lifted on the illusion that these are the people that know what the hell they doing. It's clear that we're better than them because we actually know what the hell is going on. These people is out of touch, overpaid, extremely lazy. It's either they don't care or they just don't give a damn or both at this point. And the reality of it is that until we change our minds to change our lives, nothing is going to change. So I would just say, again, thank you for being a platform that speaks about the unspoken things that mainstream media won't touch, or the bootlickers of America try to hide every day when they in these rooms and act like they're representing us. Yesterday I spoke about the separating the wheat from the tare, meaning the skin folk that ain't kin folk who always get in the front and claim that they from these impoverished areas, but neither one of these individuals once elected made the area they was from any better, which goes to show you that they really don't give a damn about us and that it's a song and it's a dance. So the reality of it is true love is about action. Okay. And when people say they sorry, they don't make excuses, they make changes. And as we can see, decades upon decades, there has been no changes. It's only been excuses. So at this point, the people, we do have the power. Now we just got to act like it. And it's go time.
And when I started the show today, I talked about the Willie Lynch theory. We always talk about the Willie Lynch theory, but I think a lot of people don't understand how deep that goes into the fabric of our community, our society. Now it's everywhere. Now it's just a part of the culture, divide and conquer. But many times we have to rise above that. And today I was trying to discuss the theory tactics like divide and conquer, fostering distrust and fear, and creating social hierarchies so people can feel like they're more important than others, social hierarchies and things that are affecting the community. But we got to rise above these ideas because these are social engineered idealisms that are affecting us and it's stopping us from getting to where we aim to go.
Absolutely. And again, like you stated, it's been inbred. We're passing it down like an heirloom, family to family, generation to generation, the belief that we have to sit and wait on somebody else, that somebody else know what's best for us when we know what's best for us. These are the same people who told us that we was okay and things that's gonna be good, but in the same instant, like an oxymoron, they'll say that Milwaukee, the inner city of Milwaukee, is the worst place to be. But every time you look up, somebody's building something that don't look like us. Somebody's moving in and buying things that don't look like us. So if it was all as bad as they say it is, why do we have all of everybody owns something in our community but us? Again, at some point we have to make it make sense. We have to step outside of the box, the whitewash box, and understand the reality of today, that it's only as we have allowed it to be. And that's that what the word is, meritorious manumission, and it goes back to slavery, when they would another slave would kill another slave to save master. He would be given new clothes, being able to eat in the big house, okay? Just to take out somebody that looked like themselves. And again, like I said, there is no excuses at this point. We have to now start making changes. We have to think sovereign. We have to move sovereign, and we have to start to create and build. And the first thing we need to do, again, separate the wheat from the tare. Those individuals that look like us, that play under the guise of being melanated and that they come from where we come from, but they have had several years to make changes. And the only thing they come with us is excuses, and then want you to vote them in again. It is on us. At this point, King, what my father used to say, you're choosing to be a fool at this point. Nothing has changed. So when they don't change, we have to change. And right now, we have to change.
Hey, look, change is overdue.
Absolutely.
8620 says, a dumb, uneducated generation is exactly what they want. Easy to control, easy to mislead. And he goes on to say 66 years of Democrats in Milwaukee.
Hey, I couldn't have said it better. However, we have a lot of educated ignorance. And again, when you're quote unquote well educated, that means you're going to fall in line. We need some people that's able to think for themselves and read between the lines and stop falling in line with the misalignment that is set up in our community on purpose, King.
Felix says, look out. MPS going to ask for another referendum from the poor people.
Absolutely. It's coming. Absolutely.
Goes on to say no raises to the board members or higher ups. Teachers, good teachers, give them raises.
Absolutely. I agree. And salute to all my teachers. Thank you for what it is that you do. Again, we're not going to get no better without you. So hang in there. We fighting for you too. So salute to all the educators.
Hey, all right, Queen. Well, look, another powerful conversation today.
Absolutely.
And once again, salute to all the brothers and sisters on the front lines. Hey, we got a lot of work to do, Queen.
Hey, I'm here for it. Let's get it.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, one love.
Salute to everybody that joined the show today. Salute to everybody that was out in the chat. Another powerful chat today. Hey, look, the one thing I would always tell people, to make sure that you're not fueling your own demise, that your actions are not actually fueling your own demise. When you don't see something that's not working, you have to be quick to change, or they'll continue to do it thinking that you're stupid. Hey, look, keep your head on the swivel. Green don't always mean go and look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you, Dr. Ken Harris. Up next.